Welcome to Mallow Media. My name is Derek Mallow, and I'm going to review Britney Spears. As you can see, I'm going to go through her albums and her discography, talk about tracks I like, and maybe we can become friends along the way. Fair warning, however, I will try to keep my focus on the music as much as possible, which I know is difficult for a star like Britney Spears. However, there are a lot of heavy things going on with our girl right now, and I don't think I could give them, justice in this video. If I make another video about that, it's going to be more serious. This is not the video to be talking about that. Starting off with Ye Old Testament. Baby One More Time. The album, the single, the music video, the outfit, iconic. What can be said about this song that hasn't been said already? When you hear the 3 piano chords, you know exactly what's about to happen, and you are running, scrambling to the dance floor. Britney danced her way into stardom with that outfit. It was actually purchased at a Kmart, which, if you don't know what that is, it was kind of like Walmart, but red. The other singles on this album are equally as solid, from You Drive Me Crazy to The Bottom of My Broken Heart and Sometimes. However, if I have a chief complaint over this album overall, it's that it's too ballad heavy, and a lot of those ballads are filler or forgettable. There's nothing here that's quite challenging. Yes, I know it's a bubblegum teen pop album, but they really did play it safe. I suppose that's what you're supposed to do with teen pop albums. A lot of the themes here are just about love, finding love, wanting love, live, laugh, and love. However, out of all the ballads on this album, the one that has a special place in my own heart is Email My Heart, because
everyone has been doing emails, and
it's a wholesome piece of music that has aged horribly thanks to the marching beat of time. It's I imagine, I don't know, if they remade it this day, it would be TikTok My Heart or something like that. Maybe something about Twitter. Soda Pop is a song I also really want to point out to you, because it's a ballad. It isn't a ballad. It's not a ballad. It's a reggae dancehall tune and has a very, fun energy. I could see it perfect for a day at the beach with your buddies. And fun fact, the first time I heard this song was on the Pokemon First movie soundtrack. So twice the nostalgia power. So despite the filler you have in the album, you got solid singles, and it established Britney Spears as a star. Oops. She really did do it again, right down to the ellipsis. Both of these albums lead off with the single tracks that you would most likely buy the CD for, because there, was a time period when people bought CDs like a bunch of fucking losers. However, I will say this one keeps up the pace with stronger songs before it breaks out into some ballads and some other filler territory. Among the tracks, we have a very odd choice of cover. I Can't Get No Satisfaction. Yes, the song by the Krusty Krabs themselves, the Rolling Stones. Very, very odd choice. However, I will say Britney manages to make the song more appealing to her own central demographic: teen girls and gay men. Undoubtedly, I feel like rock snobs are probably still complaining about this song somewhere in a dingy, dusty bar. Well, leave Britney alone, guys, and go complain about Billie Eilish some more, because I know you love to do that. The most important song on this album remains to be A Story about a girl named Lucky. A significant song because it's the first time that Britney addressed her conflicted relationship with fame and celebrity. And boy, are we going to talk about that again. So you might want to write that one down. It's going to be on the test. Trust me. This girl named Lucky is supposed to be a character that Britney plays throughout the music video and the song. However, these days, that line where the character begins and ends has all but vanished. What was once a moody song for preteen girls has become a tragic portrait of the singer herself. It's downright eerie how much of the song would become a prophecy. A lot of us poor peeps couldn't really imagine what would be missing in the life of a mega dollar celebrity. But there are little things we do take for granted, such as being able just to go to the store whenever you want to, or being able to make your own decisions. The lyric that I think about the most is, "The world keeps spinning as she keeps on winning, but tell me what happens when it stops." As time moves forward, celebrities constantly have to change and adapt in order to stay relevant and keep up with public interest. However, that public interest is very fickle and could be snuffed out in a matter of seconds. So where does that leave them at the end of that road? Who are they at the end of relevancy? I don't have answers for that. It's just something to think about. The last track here, Dear Diary, is a simple ballad about having a crush on a boy. And I don't know, it's kind of gay, so I like it. That's really all I have to say about it. She made steps in the right direction with this album, but still kept it relatively safe. It's very much like a Hollywood sequel where it hits the same beats and almost has the same storyline as its predecessor, but with a bigger budget and some more CGI. It sticks to its guns, but it fires different bullets. Her next album would simply be titled Britney, probably going for a single name basis like your Becks or Bonos, Princes. She was becoming more upfront about her sexuality and slowly shedding the image of girl next door Lolita. I'm a Slave for You is the lead track that hits you with all this, especially in its lyrics. It's a funky number for sure. Thank you to Pharrell Williams and his hand in the writing. It's also the most sultry track from her up to this point, because we got a lot of heavy breathing. Not to mention the music video is iconic in its own way, because we have Britney profusely sweating in a spa with a bunch of shirtless men. God, I wish that were me. Overprotected is timely considering what we know now about Britney's life. However, in the context of the album, it lends itself well to the themes of her being able to make her own decisions. Wait a minute. Britney gets feisty here on a very polished take on Teen Angst Rebellion with hooks for days. The most genuine track here is I'm Not a Girl, Not Yet a Woman. It's so genuine, in fact, that I feel like it comes off as cheesy, almost like a Hootie and the Blowfish song. Lyrically, it hits a lot of the same themes as the previous tracks. However, it's a lot more mellow musically. We have a very somber piano with a glistening acoustic guitar. Max Martin, again, working his Swedish magic. Our girl, Britney, pleads again that she is able to make her own decisions, even though she doesn't have all the answers. It's a very positive message for her younger audience at the time, who most likely were going through their own changes and phases too. Fun fact, she invented drones for the music video. Those aren't helicopter shots, people. Britney Spears invented drones. This song is also the center inspiration of the movie Crossroads, which, yes, I'm going to review that movie on this channel later. That's a promise. Boys, boys, boys. There are two different versions of this song out there on the internet. The music video is a much more funky take because Pharrell Williams. The on-album version is a lot tighter with dance beats, has a very Janet Jackson feel to it. In fact, a lot of music critics bring up Janet Jackson when it comes to this song, and it's not difficult to see why, because it does sound very derivative of Nasty. Personally, I don't have a preference of one or the other. I like the smooth rendition on the music video, but the sharp dance beats on the album get my booty moving. As a bisexual, I can't make a decision. We are treated to yet another harebrained idea for a cover. I'll defend the previous one.
I love rock and roll.
Do you? Do you really, Britney? There's record scratches, and the beat sounds more like a hip-hop song, if anything. In fact, it is more of a rock-pop song than just straight-up rock and roll. I don't think Britney is a good fit for this song. In fact, I would feel like Pink would be a better fit for this song. Altogether, this album is at its best when it meditates on the central themes of maturity and becoming your own person, making your own decisions, and at its weakest when it strays away from it. She did take a few risks on this album, calculated as they were risks nonetheless, and would be rewarded with her staying relevant in the pop music landscape of the time. Here, she enters the arena as an adult, on the same level as pop diva titans Kylie Minogue or Madonna, the latter of which she would collaborate with on the opening track, Me Against the Music. They also collaborated their lips together during a very famous VMA performance where Madonna passed down her vampiric energy. By the way, isn't it funny that no one mentions that Christina also got a smooch too? Like, no one mentions Christina. No one talks about Christina's kiss. It's always Britney and Madonna. I think that's kind of funny. You could make an argument that this is her finest record. And I would agree with you, because it's a good argument, because it's my argument. Barely any of these tracks are filler, and there's a lot more variety in the musical styles. We have dashes of electronica, hip-hop, and Middle Eastern percussions sprinkled all throughout the album. I got that. Boom, boom is a wild ride from start to finish. We have the Yin Yang Twins screaming their heads off, and then a banjo barrels its way into the song for all the Southern boys out there, and it's a lot to take in. It's a fun song, don't get me wrong. However, this was considered to be the second single over Toxic, and I feel like it would have been a dark world had that been the case. And yes, of course I'm going to talk about Toxic. Many fans would say this is her best song. And while it is not my personal favorite song, let the judge and jury know that I agree objectively that it is her finest, best song. Thank you. Bloodshy and Avant, these weird Swedish dudes, shopped this song along to some other pop stars. Kylie Minogue was among them. However, Britney is the one that really brought the track to life. And the music video, iconic. Our queen serves nothing but looks. We have a redhead spy Britney. We have a flying squirrel Britney. We have see-through glitter plastic titties Britney. And also we have this. I'm a big fan of this. This album closes on a very sad, delicate note with Britney's best ballad every time. It hasn't been confirmed or denied that it's about her breakup with this Justin dude, but I feel like it's safe to say that it was certainly an influence. She wrote this song herself, and it's directly from her heart. That sort of vulnerability is very risky for any type of pop star. With this airy vocal delivery, she delivers something that's emotionally raw, and it hits deep. It's on my playlist for songs to cry in the shower to. It's Britney, bitch. Before I begin talking about the music, I do have to dabble a little bit in what was going on with Britney's life, because at this point, it fully eclipsed her body of work. You might remember a man named K-Fed, Kevin Federline. Their relationship and its aftermath would influence the majority of the content of this album. This is also around the time when she famously shaved her head. It's not a bad look, to be honest. Give Me More is a catchy song, don't get me wrong, but the music video is lazy. It's just 3 minutes of Britney Spears spinning around a stripper pole. There's no precise choreography or dancing, which is a problem because dancing is one of her greatest assets as a performer. She would also give a very lackluster VMA performance that year, which would spawn us a meme. So dog bless for that, I guess. Piece of Me is really on the nose with addressing the celebrity gossip and the paparazzi. Remember when I said her conflicted relationship with Fame was going to come back? It's one of the handful of tracks that the weirdo Swedish guys, Bloodshy and Avant, had a hand in. They really helped to make this album work. Heaven on Earth is my second favorite track on this album because it's a bright spot amongst the darkness. The production has a very 80s synthwave feel to it with these raw Berlin arpeggios, and I just love synthwave, vaporwave. I'm all about the aesthetics, so I really love this song. And yes, I enjoy good, poppy, slutty music, but I do miss the soft side of Britney. In fact, this album could have gone in a very different direction. There was a song called Mona Lisa, which Britney recorded with her musicians on the tour she was doing at the time, I believe the Onyx Hotel tour. It was leaked on the radio with her original singing voice before Jive Records banished it to the Kevin and Britney Chaotic EP and just stomped out all rumors that this would be the lead single. There could have been an album called Original Doll that was not released, and I feel like had it been Original Doll instead of Blackout, I feel our queen would have risen much sooner out of the slump that she was in during this point in time. Britney's life is falling apart, and all the world can do is watch. Hysteria is impossible without an audience. The title track is a masterpiece. Here, Britney truly embraces her fate, that no one will help her, and that she might as well give the audience what they want, and the show goes on. Very dark undertone for a Britney Spears song, for a pop song. If You Seek Amy. Britney skirts controversy with some slippery wordplay. Cover your ears, kids, because if you say this title too fast, you might say a naughty word. What I really love about this song is its music video. It really satirizes celebrity culture and tabloids because at the end we see Britney projecting this image that everything is okay, and it's very Norman Rockwell. She's got an apple pie. Her husband has got this sweater tie vest like a douche. But inside their perfect little quaint house are a bunch of hoes and men with leather chaps. What we see on the internet, on the tabloids, are only, little scraps of truth. And we'll never really know what happens behind closed doors. Unusual You is my favorite track on this album. It's a shimmering ballad that pulses with reverberated synths, and then you have this delicate piano that drops in the chorus, giving it a very warm feeling, which is perfect because the song is about, finding a lover that just happens not to be a total piece of That's amazing. What a concept. The next track takes an ugly turn, and I mean lyrically because the production is on point. We have a thunking bass, rattling hi-hats, but the lyrics are date rapey. There's no other way to say it. It's really date rapey. It's a very dark subject matter for a pop song, and I don't think it entirely fits in Circus. I think it would have been better on Blackout because that was like a sleazier album. Circus is a far better album than its predecessor, with the two albums being about a year apart. You can make a connection with her debut and Oops. However, Circus is the surprisingly better sequel that does something different instead of hitting the same notes. There's not a whole lot different here sonically, of course, because of that year apart, but Circus ultimately has more fun with material while still delivers a statement in a nice, pretty package. And now we are at the Femme Fatale. I'm going to be honest, the further we go from here, the less I have to say about each album. Now, don't get me wrong, there are songs that I love off these albums. Alien, Work Bitch, I Wanna Go, love them. Love all those songs. There's a lot of content that I enjoy. But when it comes to the albums themselves, I just don't have anything profound to say. And if I don't have anything to say, I think it's a good point to stop the video. Anyone who's watched to this point, thank you very much. Anyone who's watched for a minute, thank you very much. Special shout out to James O'Dent. You are an awesome person. Thank you for your help. Anyone from Britney Spears Toxic Posting, it's a Facebook group. I'm the admin, of course. If you watch this video, I want to thank you very much. And I will be seeing you guys later on Crossroads. It ain't no lie. Baby, bye, bye, bye.